Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Kind of a twisted star. And there's a lot of variations you could do, a lot of things you could do differently than I did. But we're going to start with a star. I'm going to start with a six-sided star and hit P and put it in the center of the page. And then I'm going to make it a five-sided star, and that made it in the center of the page. We can actually bring in indexing lines. Corel thinks the center is right there, but at the center of the star, as far as rotating it, is there. So now we're going to go to arrange and convert it to a curve. We're going to take the shape tool and we're going to grab all the nodes, and then we're going to hold down the shift key and deselect those. So now we just have the outer ones selected. We're going to go to Windows, Dockers, and Corners, and we're going to do a half-inch radius and say, okay, so now we have this star. Now, we need to make it equally spaced all the way around, so we're going to contour it. So we're going to go to Effects and Contour, but we're not going to contour to the inside. We contour to the inside, we get that. We don't want that. We want to contour to the outside, and we get this, which is a perfect 1 inch off the line. Now we don't have to do anything but break the contour apart, and I'm going to get a 2-point line, and I'm going to go from right there to right there, and this is why this needs to be perfect. So those lines will spin around. Now we're going to take, and there's several, I call it trains of thought. I'm just going to use the 3-point curve line, and I'm going to start about right there. I'm going to go over there, and I just want to encompass that line. And you can see I'm a little bit off, but I'm pretty good. So we can grab the shape tool and just minutely little move it. You can actually put it inside the line because we're going to color in the outside of the line. I think that'll work right there. So now what I'm going to use is the Smart Fill tool, and I'm going to fill in that one and that one. I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to get the Interactive Fill tool, and I'm going to swipe upwardly, but I'm going to change the color of that one to black. Now it's a little bit too much, so we could bring this up or bring this up and take some of the black away. Now we can group this together, Control G, and I can, because we did not break the contour part, I can move the whole thing at one time. Now I'm going to alternate C to put the center of the rotation from the center of the page. There's 5 stars or 5 tips, so we need to rotate it 72. I didn't make a duplicate. You don't have to back up, but I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, and then go 72 degrees. Control D, Control D, Control D. And just like I said, you could make it thicker, quite a bit thicker, maybe make it look pretty good. Matter of fact, let's just do that. The video wasn't that long. Let's just back up here. And what we're going to do is just take this away and get to where we contoured it. Let's contour it. Let's see what happens when we contour it 2 inches. That might work. Let's see if it does. As long as these diagonals are the same spot, we're going to take a 2-point line and go from there to there, there to there. Just make sure you get on the node. Now this time I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to go from there to there, but then I'm going to stretch that line, and well, whenever you draw 2 lines, Corel puts them together. So let's draw this line first, 2-point line from there to there. Grab the pick tool and just bring that up and see what it did. It bring that shadow. Now we can take another 2-point line. It doesn't matter if it connects them or not now. But we're going to take this line and we're going to select both nodes and we're going to convert it into a curve. And we might even add a node right about there. Select everything and make sure it's a curve. That's pretty good. And now we can curve it. I'm actually going to bring this line down here. It'll help us stay on that line. As you can see, we're really, really close. I'm going to curve it a little bit more, but we can do this. We can do this. Don't worry about, we're going to right click and turn this into a cusp. Matter of fact, I can delete that line. We don't need it anymore. And now let's bring this over a little bit more. Maybe have this come out a little bit more. And just, this is where your artistic ability will come about. Now get the Smart Fill tool. Let's use a different color this time. Let's use this light blue. And let's fill in that and that. Now take this one, interactive fill tool, and go upwardly. And I always think it look better to put a dark shadow because it's like it's going underneath. I don't really like that turn. It doesn't look good enough. So let's take it a little bit more. Let's take this line and bring it down here and really put some curve on it. That might work. Smart Fill tool, which is S on my keyboard. That's a shortcut key that's pretty cool. Interactive Fill tool, which is I. And we can make this a little bluer, and you could always add a little bit more blue by just adding another color. I'm not 100% happy with the curvature, but it'll work. Let's Control G to group, Control D to duplicate, and alternate C to make it go to the center, and rotate it 72 degrees. Control D, Control D, Control D. Now I'm getting a little bit of a line there. Don't really know why. Let's go here and take away the line. It took away some of it. We could actually make that line that color. And you see it kind of took it away, but it also added a line around our item, but that's not that big a deal. I like the skinnier one better. Well, just because I like the turn a little better, but they look pretty good. And you could, you don't have to go with that line. You can make the lines black, but it's going to make that crease black. So just play around with that and do what you want to do. You can't really combine these. Let's see what happens. I know what's going to happen. We'll combine it in available. Well, it is. Let's go to arrange, group, and ungroup all. And now let's combine it and see what happens. Yeah, see, it took the color away because it's combining it. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.